Hey folks, in this video I will talk you through the two new mounts from QuadLock, the stem cap mounts. With these, QuadLock increases their portfolio, offering yet another option for you to mount your phone to your bike. I have already made videos about the handlebar out front mount and Pro version, and also about the stem mount, so if you're interested in these, be sure to check them out on my channel. Quickly for those that aren't familiar with QuadLock, they produce phone mounts for various sports, most important cycling, enabling you to use your phone as your navigation device. For that, you'll either need their case or their universal adapter. The connection is extremely durable and easy to use, making it a great option on sporty rides and also when commuting. QuadLock was so kind to send me both versions for review, but I'm free in my opinion. As in all of my videos, I made chapters so you can skip to the parts which interest you most, and for simplicity's sake, I'm going to call them the fixed and adjustable version, so let's get started. There are two versions available, the stem cap mount and the stem cap mount adjustable. The difference is, as the name suggests, that one is adjustable whilst the other one is fixed. Depending on the specifications of your bike, one is going to be better suited, but I'll come to that later. They are CNC machined, made from 7075 T6 black anodized aluminium and come with a new shorter lever, making the appearance even sleeker. The lever heads can be attached to both sides of the mount, making its positioning more flexible. Furthermore, you can rotate both 360 degrees in increments of 10 degrees. You can either buy the mount in a set with a phone case and other accessories, or separately if you already own the case and only want to either swap mounts or add one to another bike. The stem cap mounts come with a shorter black lever. In case you decide to also get a colored one, these are only available in the long version and will come additionally, not replacing the short version, so you'll still have the option to swap between them. The shorter lever is only 17mm long compared to the 33mm of the longer version. Therefore, it doesn't protrude from underneath your phone, which makes it more difficult to use, especially with thick gloves. To still be able to disengage your phone, the lever is angled. These mounts only fit an Ahead type threadless headset with a standard 1 1/8 stereo tube, so most modern bikes. To find out whether you have a threadless Ahead type headset, look whether the stem is clamped to the stereo tube and whether there is a cap on top of the stem. If your bike has a threaded headset where the stem telescopes into the stereo tube, these mounts won't fit and you will have to choose another version. The fixed version will cost you €39.99, which is the same price as for the normal out front mount. The mount comes with a 5mm headset spacer, a 3mm index mount spacer and a 3mm Allen key to attach all of it. The weight including all parts is 39 grams. The mount is slightly angled by 15 degrees, being able to be mounted facing up or down, thus fitting a large variety of stems with an angle between -17 and +15 degrees. The two spacers allow you to fine-tune the correct height. For stems with an angle ranging from -17 to -6 degrees, it's recommended attaching it with the angle facing downward, and it's recommended facing it upward for stems ranging from -6 to +15 degrees. The adjustable version is a bit heavier and more bulky than the fixed version, weighing 47 grams and is €10 more expensive, costing €49.99. It features a screw tightening hinge, allowing you to adjust the position of your phone extremely well. It is recommended for stems ranging from -6 up to +55 degrees, making it great for either city bikes with a steep stem angle or also mountain bikes with very short stems. Attaching these mounts can be tricky. QuadLock have their own instruction video, which I highly recommend watching, but the method shown still carries certain risks and you might encounter multiple technical challenges, which is why it might not work for your bike. Installation according to QuadLock. Simply take off the stem cap by unscrewing the bolt in its center, place the ring of the mount on top of the stem in the position you want it, and look carefully whether the ring sits aligned with all the other spaces and stem and doesn't protrude to any side. Then place the stem cap back on top and lastly fasten the bolt to 4 Nm. After having installed it, check whether you can turn the mount, ensuring it is fixed tight enough, and then you're good to go. Without going into too much detail, as this would go beyond the scope of this video, as I already said, there can be good reasons to do it differently. If you are interested in knowing more, I have written a detailed explanation of the possible risks and things to look out for, which you can find in the video description. Even if their method works for your bike, there are reasons to attach it in a way which requires you to adjust your steering system and and in some cases it is even necessary. It is not easy, and when done incorrectly you risk excessive wear and tear of the bearings and your fork, which at worst can lead to a serious accident. This is the reason why QuadLock rightfully strongly suggest not to do so. But what they failed to mention is that in some cases it is necessary and even more dangerous not to. Exactly for this reason, I suggest that if you do not know exactly what you're doing, to consult your trusted bike shop and they will gladly advise you. I don't believe I'm being overly cautious, as you really have to get this right. QuadLock even told me that there are more secure ways of attaching the mounts, but that the reason they don't instruct users to do so is because needing to adjust the steering system introduces even more risk of getting it wrong. I understand that when they simplify things it might work in most cases, and when it does it is actually a secure option and you don't have to worry about anything. I am not saying they are being irresponsible, but I wish they had mentioned that in some cases it actually is necessary to mount it in a different way, which requires you to adjust your steering or change certain parts. The biggest advantage, in my opinion, is their sleek design. The short black lever makes it minimalistic and less noticeable, leaving you with a clean and symmetrical cockpit. They do position your phone so far back that it is less likely to stick out at the front, possibly preventing it from getting damaged when having an accident. If you have lots of other things attached to your handlebar, they are a great option to still be able to mount your phone, especially handlebars that have an oval shape where the space to clamp things is extremely limited. Also, if you have an e-bike which has its own display, or you like to simultaneously use another bike computer, you are able to mount them both. If your bike hasn't got round spaces, stem and stem cap, as is the case with most bikes with integrated cable routing, these mounts don't match, and using a round stem cap might not make things any better. Depending on the way you attach the mounts, you might slightly change the position of your stem, thereby forcing you to sit more aggressively. I wasn't sure whether to include the following point, as I'm not sure how much others care, but for me it is noticeable. Namely, that because your phone sits further inward, when looking at it, for example when you use it for navigation, your peripheral vision is more restricted, making it more difficult to simultaneously be aware of any danger. I have especially noticed that when comparing it to the Outfront Mount Pro, which is the mount which protrudes the longest. Overall, I think it's nice to have a few more options to choose from. I wouldn't say they are an upgrade, as you can get similar results by positioning the other mounts facing backward, but if you are just getting into QuadLock or need another mount for another bike, these two new options are worth considering. Which mount do you have? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you are interested in bicycle gear and bikes in general, consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, enjoy your day with a nice ride, and see you soon. Bye!